you have to display your sexual side. Okay. And from this point forward, I will be saying sexual. You know why. You two be tripping. Okay. But anyway, with that being said, you have to show her your sexual side. You have to show her that you are an sexual being, because the downfall, and some men might think this is sleazy, or some people in general might think this is sleazy, or might think this is like, cheap and sleazy, right? When in all reality, it is not, because I'm not just talking about if you're trying to do flings and casual things like that. Hell, this even goes for a relationship, for something long term as well, because let's face it, put it in this perspective, because a lot of people, due to religion and due to other beliefs, traditional beliefs, they have this deep rooted negative ideal about certain things, and one of them is sexuality. Okay, and sexuality is like the most natural thing that we could have been born with, right? Whoever made us, the supreme being, whatever supreme being that you believe in, created us with this sexuality. It gave us this sexual nature for a reason. What is the reason? Duh, to keep the human race going. Hell, to keep the animal race going. Every single creature has this innate nature in them. So, what a lot of men, where they go wrong is they hide it, and this is how a lot of them might end up in the friend zone. Okay, because honestly, I'm just gonna put it to you like this. Sounds a little harsh, but you put yourself in the friend zone. Okay. Now, sometimes the chick is just not interested in you, and there is nothing you can do to get on her attraction side. Okay. So just throwing that out there. There's it. Some chicks, you feel me? Like, it's a no go. Just forget about it. Right. But with that being said, I'm going to go further into it. But this is a Tarek Talks. I was finna say midnight podcast, but this is a Tarek Talks presentation. You guys could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. Dig these blues. You have to show her your sexual side. And this is, of course, real fun. Like, I'm keep and by the way, like I said, like I alluded to earlier, for my guys that are looking for something long term as well, yes, this does apply to you as well. Matter of fact, this definitely applies to you, because if there's no sexual chemistry between you and a young lady, then you are her what? You are her homeboy. You are her friend. You are a kick it buddy. She gonna kick it with you. She gonna go out with you, and she's gonna talk about other men that she is smashing, because you're the homie. You're the homeboy. So you know what I'm saying? It's a time and place for that, right? It's a time for place for all of that, because sometimes other females can hook you up with another female, right? Some females, I've had instances where a young lady is like, hey, my friend is feeling you. Okay. Now, I wasn't necessarily her friend, but we weren't romantically with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like we weren't romantically with each other. So what she did is she's like, hey, my friend right here, she is interested in you. That's another story, right? But I'm just talking in generalities. You want this young lady to see you for your sexual side. And yes, the physical and personality comes in. This definitely comes in. The way you show it with your physicality, like, picture it like this, because I keep talking about it in the same angle. Let me attack this in a different angle. If you see a young lady with some nice hips, right? Her booty poking, okay? For my brothers out there, right? for the booty lovers, if it whatever them, or even the hooters, right? The tatas. Some tatas be looking real scrumptious. You dig? And she just has a very nice physique. Okay? She's just a very curvy young lady. automatically, without her even saying anything, you view her as an sexual being. Now let's take for an example, and this is all generalities. Guys, this is everything I'm saying. Please, this is a huge disclaimer. This is generalities. Nothing, everything is nuanced. Nothing is just black and white. There's nuances, there's grooves and nooks and crannies to everything. But in general, let's take a young lady that is, let's say, let's put it like this. Let's say maybe that pizza, that whole pizza pie she's about to eat by herself, maybe she doesn't, maybe she could skip that for a day, right? Maybe she could replace that with chicken breast and broccoli, right? So this young lady, when you look at this young lady, she's probably not going to be screaming out sexuality. You're going to look at her for 1 second, or you might not even look at her at all, and keep it trucking. Okay? Keep it trucking, because you don't see her as an sexual being. You just see her as a young lady that you would not associate with, to put it politically, to be politically correct and not be super offensive, but it is what it is. Okay? Same way with men. And yes, women do take other things into accountability a little more than us. Okay? Keep that in mind. Even though they do look at the physicality, they take like as men, we're really shallow. And some people say that women are even more shallow, right? That's to be debated. Okay? We're both genders are shallow, okay? So with that being said, it's not only your physicality, but the same thing. If she's if you're what she likes, right? You have a nice figure about you, you have a nice physique, you automatically scream to her that you are an sexual being. You automatically scream to her that, yes, I am a sexual person, and I will take it there, and I'll beat it out the frame when the time comes. This is what your body says before you even say anything. Okay? Before you even say anything, your physique and your style, what you're wearing is going to communicate to her that you are sexual. That's why females, if you've never got this before, you might want to take a look at a lot of my vids, and of course Rom Will's vids, okay? But a young lady will give a good stare and be like, damn, okay? That's exactly what I'm talking about. When a young lady looks at a guy and she finds him extremely sexually attractive, she will look at him and she will give him those elevator eyes. What are the elevator eyes? The up and down. Damn. Right? Hell, women will even catcall men. Okay? Women will even catcall men. Yes, this does happen. It doesn't happen often though, because like I said, a lot of men don't show themselves in an sexual way. They're not projecting that they are an sexual being. They might have a very unsexual vibe about them. Okay? And the more you work on that, the better your results will be. Okay? So like I said, yes, women do catcall men. You're not going to see it very often, because a lot of men just don't know how to develop themselves. And I'm not being malicious. I'm not trying to act like I'm just the supernova Casanova, right? And that was accidental, by the way. Supernova Casanova, bars. You feel me? We dropping bars on Tarik Talks, man. But it doesn't happen often, so a lot of guys don't see it. But yes, it does happen. Couple that with the way you're coming off, your personality. Okay? I'm gonna give you because it's hard to explain, and it's hard to give it a one take of what I'm talking about when I say personality. You gotta talk about it in different angles to make that Optimus Prime effect, right? So how you show that you are an sexual person by your personality is how you're moving, how you're carrying yourself. are you carrying yourself in like this kind of smooth, like, how can I explain it, man? If you guys ever seen the Malcolm X movie with Denzel Washington when he was a pimp, right? Now, I'm not telling you guys to go watch this movie and just throw on a big ass red hat and a big ass red suit, right? And walk around like you pimped. No, I'm not. I'm just using this as an example. Look, type in Malcolm X, I think bar scene. I want to say bar scene. Okay. Just look at the way he's moving. Look at the way he's walking. Real smooth. And every guy has their own little smoothness, their own little swag, right? We have now we're getting more into demographics, okay? If we're talking more of the suburban, let's put it like that, okay, or more my more average guys, they'll have just a cool personality. You know, they'll be walking in just like a free flowing manner, because it's what sexuality is free flowing. It's not constricted. Okay, it's not constricted. See, what you'll notice with a lot of guys that don't exhibit sexuality is their body language, their posture, their demeanor is very restricted. It's not free flowing. It's very restricted, shy. Okay, shy. You can use that term if you want. Nervous, and that's not screaming sexuality. That's screaming, look, I'm afraid of my own shadow. That's what that's communicating, right? But that free flowingness, going back to the Malcolm X example, and I'm just using it as an example. See how he walk, you know, also eye contact, the way you make eye contact, the way you talking to her free flowing. You just having a good conversation. You throwing in little flirts, okay? If you out and about with her, right? She's gonna start getting a little more cuddly and snuggly with you. If you're displaying what I was just talking about, right? The whole physicality thing, and you have a nice free flowing swag about you. There's the word swagger, right? Now, I'm not only using this in an urban term, okay? Because I'm not only talking to my guys from the hood or urban. I'm talking to all men, okay? Swagger is whatever you are, right? And she's gonna start getting a little more snuggly with you because she sees you as an sexual person. She's gonna start getting a little more closer, a little more touchy with you. That's when you start escalating back. And you'll notice for my guys that have a good physique, press 1 if this ever, or type in 1, or give me your experience. Tell me your experience if you've experienced this. If you out and about with a young lady and you have a nice physique, she will find reasons to touch you. She will find any fucking reason to caress you, right? You might make the corniest joke on earth, and all of a sudden she's just slapping you on your arm and going all down your arm and your back, and you'll be thinking to yourself, wow, that my joke was kind of corny. Actually, it wasn't really that funny. But that's what they'll start doing, right? Because they're just trying to find an excuse to touch you. And then this is where the personality comes in. You start reciprocating, right? You start getting a little more snuggly back. You start moving in, you know what I mean? You start making your little moves. You start maybe getting on the neck a little bit, all right? The neck is a sweet spot for most women, okay? You just got to check her temperature and see if she's feeling you like that. But this comes with experience. And it comes with the young lady seeing you as somebody that is sexual. That's how this is going to happen, right? And personality wise, you're going to be up in her ear, right? I'm not going to go too deep into it. I'm just giving you guys broad examples. You're going to be, talking to her in a deeper voice. You don't have to sound like Barry fucking White, right? I'm not telling you guys to purposely make your voice deep, like chop and screw. You feel me? Yeah, I'm not telling you guys to do that, but your voice as a man is deeper than a woman naturally, except if you're Boosie. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he don't find this video because that motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? He gangster. But y'all get what I'm saying, though. All jokes aside, y'all get what I'm saying. Most men's voices are deeper, and that's sexy to a woman. Right? So, with all that being said, man, you have to show that sexual side. You have to show her that you are an sexual person. And this is how you're going to build that chemistry. That being said, let me know what you guys thought. Peace.